I just walked away from an £85,000 a year job to go all in on property.
This guy's obviously rich. He's giving you 4 million.
We want to try and be in and out the deal within 120 days, max.
You're about to meet Mike, one of the members of the Members Club. Now, Mike has gone out and raised £4 million for his property business, and he's currently doing a few flip projects, but there's one problem. He wants to scale quicker. So Mike's coming in. We're going to break down his business. I'm going to go through the bottlenecks that he's currently facing, and hopefully this video will help you guys out as well that might be in the same position as Mike. Right, Mike, give us an overview of your business and where you're currently at.
So very recently, I managed to raise some finance, left the 9 to 5. At the moment, actively looking for trades and small refurb flips. So 3.5 weeks in, managed to get 2 deals tied up. A start that I'm happy with. Constantly working on finding new deals, working with sources and trying to build the pipeline mainly at the moment.
How did you raise finance and how much did you raise?
I've managed to raise a facility of £4 million in year one, which I'm made up with. It kind of is strange how it came about, to be honest. It's sort of someone I half knew or friends of friends. Got chatting at a wedding in September. He's into property, did a few other bits himself as well. And just stayed in touch since then. And I've been sort of posted on socials, LinkedIn, Instagram, that type of stuff. And they've sort of reached out a few times and chatted over that period. And yeah, I just reached out to him a month ago. Had a sit down. Coffee, shook hands there and then, and we've got a company set up.
So like biggest things for raising finance, I always say, is your network, which that guy comes underneath that. Your network. He's already in your circle. You've met him at a wedding, whatever that is. You've got personal branding. Obviously, this guy was in your network and you built a personal brand, and then he's seen the personal brand as well, which is awesome.
Absolutely.
The next things I would say for raising money is proximity. So getting in proximity with rich people. This guy is obviously rich. He's giving you 4 million quid. So like, where does this guy hang out, right? Like, these are all the different ways of raising money. And then obviously we have TMC as well, where we can help people raise money. And there's obviously people in there. You've done joint ventures with other people inside TMC,
yeah,
which is fucking crazy. So this is the finance side all sorted. What is the biggest bottleneck in your business right now? You've just left your 9 to 5. We spoke the other week that the transition from going from your 9 to 5 to full-time property is pretty hard because property is not fast. Like, it's slow. Like, it's not everyday intense like an agency would be. But like, what is your biggest bottleneck at the minute?
I think at the moment it's finding enough deals ultimately at the right price. It's a fairly new problem for me to have in a way, because obviously over the past few years it's always been find a deal, renovate it, flip it, etc. Then you have a period where you've not got the facility to buy anything else. So it's a nice problem to have, but it's a new problem to sort of navigate and figure out. So it's getting the volume in currently is where we're bottleneck.
And your strategy for deploying this cash is obviously to buy super below market value.
Yeah.
And then he would put into auction or put on the open market with no refurb and just take a flip.
That's rightly. Yeah, looking at, like you say, motivated sellers, people who need to move quickly, where we can provide the service, obviously, for a discounted purchase price. Don't really want to be getting into any big refurbs, to be honest. The back-to-brick refurbs, they take too long, in my opinion, so it's about recycling the cash as quickly as possible. We want to try and be in and out the deal within 120 days, max. That's the goal. Maybe new carpets, decorating, staging, probably maximum, really. We don't want to be doing any more work than that. So, and sometimes it may not even need that, as, if it's a probate property, it'll stay as it is and probably go on the open market.
100%. So for the deals side, the way I always break down finding deals with my team and other people that I speak to, especially with you because it's trading, it's all off market. The biggest things I'd be focusing on is your direct to vendor. So within this, you've got fucking letters that you post. Like we spoke about this last week, of just having 1,000 letters in your car, in your house, and driving past people's houses that look derelict.
Yeah.
Letters is a big one. A lot of people, like us back in the day, we used to post 1,000 every weekend. Like, people have lives, your misses, and all of that sort of stuff. It's sometimes not attainable, but if you want a huge volume and pipeline of deals, letters is the best way. Obviously, when we spoke with Ollie Adams on webinars and we say, what is the way you would get deals if you had to start right now? You'd spend 50 hours a week posting letters. Yeah, literally a huge thing. Obviously, within this is your network as well. For your direct to vendor stuff, for like network is massively important, obviously for the finance, but also for finding deals, going to events and fucking just meeting new people. I think another one as well that people don't speak about in the property industry that we again spoke about last week on a TMC call is ads.
100%.
You've got like huge companies spending £250,000 on Google ads, Facebook ads, and all that sort of stuff for Google, and then let's say Meta. So Instagram and Facebook, like, you're never going to compete with these guys on Google because the cost to get the cost for acquisition is like £3,000 based on speaking to all these other people. So meta ads are obviously very, very good, but the quality of the leads is a lot less. So I think for you, in terms of the deals, it's 100, like you've got so much time now, free time, 100% just be focusing on all the D2V shit. It's post as many letters as humanly possible. Increasing the size of your network. Obviously, the deal that you just got in Manchester, for example, no, not the one in Manchester, the other one was through your fucking network. It was through your finance guy who knew someone and all of that different stuff.
I think when, especially you probably relate to this, when people know you're in the market and you've got cash to deploy, I think and the more that you buy, I think it's probably easier and it'll snowball. So I think, like you say, it's about increasing that network and making sure everyone knows that you're looking for the certain types of houses, aren't you?
100%. Another thing I would do in your position is sources. Every single deal sourcer in the country should know who you are, what you want, how much cash you've got to spend. And 99% of deal sourcers are a bag of shit. They're just shit. Most of them take your source fees and don't pay you back. So obviously be careful with that sort of stuff, as I know you will. But deal sourcers, some of them are really good. Some of them are fucking great. Some of the biggest, cash buyers in the country get all of their stock, 60, 75% of their stock from sources. So that's a big thing.
100%.
But I think something else on deals, we spoke about it in previous stuff. It's not always every single property deal that gets passed across your desk works at the right price. Someone sends you a deal at 150k and it's worth 150k. That deal works, but you're not going to pay 150k for it. So it's how you offer, which is the biggest thing. And that comes under a few different things. Number one, being speed. So like, how quickly can you transact on that property? Most people are waiting 8 to 12 weeks to transact on it. You literally, as you know anyway, you want to be doing it in 2 days to 14 days. 100%. That's how you're going to buy something for 100k worth 150. And then you create your margin, you finance it through this guy, and you took it into auction and make your cash. The next thing is like trust of the outcome. So I remember I've said this a few times on webinars, but this is like Amazon, for example. Like, why do people buy that microphone of Amazon rather than just going into a random shop? Well, if I go on Amazon, that's going to get delivered to me sometimes today, most of the time tomorrow. So speed, 100%. That's why I'm not buying it from courier. I'm also going to buy it from Amazon because I trust them, because they've got fucking millions in reviews. They're huge. And I'm also going to buy because my dream outcome is to have that microphone sat on this table right now ASAP, and I'm going to get it with Amazon. That's the same with how you offer. You offer with speed, trust, certainty, and then this guy who is the vendor, they get their dream outcome because you're going to buy the house quick. They might not get the price they want, but the biggest thing that a lot of people don't realize is you are not competing on price. You're competing on all these different things. You're competing against timeline, the trust that you're actually going to deliver, and then the guy gets the dream outcome. So some people offer 150, you've offered 100, they're going to have a survey, they're going to get the searches, 3 months down the line, mortgage offer pulls out, down val, they're going to buy it at 135. You're buying it at 100 grand, but you're giving the guy the cash in 2 days. And you're going to send him that money. So he's obviously going to fucking accept it 100%. So I think that's a massive thing. Your main focus right now needs to be the deal front.
I think one thing that I found over the last maybe 3 or 4 weeks, speaking to more like direct to vendor stuff and sellers from ads that are running, I think you've got to try and, really knuckle down and identify their issue and their pain point.
100%.
So if it's like financial, the house is going to get repossessed, you need to find a solution to that problem. And if you can find a solution and provide that solution, I think that's where you create the value for them. So the price they get isn't as always important as like you say, this turnaround time.
100%. You need to know why they're selling, and also that protects you as well, because if someone goes, I'm selling because I've gone to refinance it, but the mortgage company won't offer me a mortgage anymore, it's like, right, what's happened? Has the house got subsidence?
Why is that?
Exactly.
100%.
Something else on deals, but also on finance. You probably don't need to raise any more money, let's be honest. But something else on deals, which is absolutely huge, is personal branding.
Thank God.
Now, what are you doing with your personal brand?
Got some plans, haven't we? So at the moment, it's probably in its very early stages. I think I've probably got a personal brand to people that I know, and in a very, maybe in the scheme of things, a small network, which is probably taking a bit of time to build up, but I'm quite happy with where that is at the moment. I suppose if you speak to any of my friends, family, extended friends and family, what's he doing? They'll know I'll buy a property off them, or if they've got someone to sell a property, they'll know they'll come to me. I think it's trying to build that much wider, Instagram, LinkedIn, I want to be, you know, one of the people think of when they come across a deal where it's need to move quickly. They want to think of me or my name and send that over.
Yeah, 100%. So I think the big two, especially for deals, I think LinkedIn's a really good shout. But also for finance, most people don't know LinkedIn is like the holy grail of raising money.
Yeah,
property.
agreed.
Where else can you walk into a room with 1,000 people, you can't control the 1,000 people that are in that room. You just can't control who's going to be there or how many you can speak to. On LinkedIn, you can connect to 1,000 people, and all of them can be CEOs, directors, high net worth individuals that you can just speak to instantly. Like you basically have their phone number because they're on LinkedIn. You can just direct message them straight up and ask them for a meeting or a coffee or see if they're interested. So definitely for finance.
I think one thing to add on that as well, I think you probably know this better than anyone, Aston. I think if you can display what you're doing on LinkedIn and you've got that proof of concept, you're doing deals already, it makes that conversation so much easier rather than, you know, me reaching out. Don't get me wrong, it's doable, but if you reach out to me and ask me, oh, that looked like a good deal, like what, you know, that type of thing, I think that makes the whole, or if you speak to someone and they can, in a few clicks, see all the deals you've done for the last 6 months, it just provides them a lot more comfort, doesn't it? I think it makes that pitch 10 times easier.
100%. So yeah, I think that's pretty clear what you need to do. To be honest, you've got so much time. You may as well just fucking go and post a load of D2B letters, get around the right people who are looking to sell this stock. Again, I mean, I'm not sure how you're going to go searching for people that are divorced and want to sell their house, but that comes back to this. It's a huge pain point as to why someone is selling the house.
Yeah.
Probate.
Is there probate the ones you want, aren't they?
Yeah, is there a way you can get into probate solicitors? Is there a way you can get into people that work in that line of work? And obviously the way you do these, again, comes back to your personal brand, comes back to LinkedIn. This is the best way you're going to find all these probate people. And then obviously you're speaking about running ads. I think is a great way to do it. You should have a target of just reaching out to and having conversations with 10 different deal sources every single week. Going meeting for coffees, all of that sort of stuff. Obviously you've got this sort of like offer framework of how you're going to get your offers accepted. But other than that, I think personal brand is a massive focus for you. Increasing the volume of posts that you do. Identifying what your ICP is. Like your Instagram ICP is probably different to your LinkedIn one. But I think your personal brand at the minute, you're just in that awareness stage. You want to build more awareness in the property industry, which then brings these sources to you anyway.
100%. One of the things that stuck with me as well when we spoke last week on the webinar, I think about being more active and just being active and being, I suppose, in the space, speaking to agents, like you say, sources. And then I think if as long as you do that and you trust that process, the deals will come, won't they?
100%. Most people, they want the outcome, but they don't put the work in on the front end. So that's a massive thing. For us, we fell victim to not being as active every single day. Therefore, all of this just slows down. The finance is something you don't have to be that active. When you've got the finance, it's fine. Like you know you can call people and get £1 million, for example. That's fine. But this slows down. And obviously, the place you are right now with a load of money and not a lot of deals, like, that's the one thing that pays you at the end of the day. So if that slows down and you have no pipeline, then you're a bit fucked. But all good. Hopefully helpful.
Very helpful as always.
Appreciate you coming.
Likewise.
Guys, if you want to see more of these videos, let me know. Also, go drop Mike a follow on Instagram. He's building his personal brand. He's just raised £4 million inside the members club. Absolutely fucking smashing it. And you'll see a lot more from us very soon.